Hello everybody and welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me for this very special video today. Today you guys are actually going to get your surprise that I've been talking about for so many months. You guys notice behind me that things are starting to disappear. It's because I'm going to be moving soon. No, again, that's not your surprise. I know that I mention that in every video that I mention that I have a surprise for you. But just to keep you updated, I'm actually going to be moving at the end of this month. Our closing date on the house is on September 28th. Let's hope everything goes as planned because we have to be out of here by October 1st. So, I don't know if you guys remember or not, and some of you might not have been around for this, but back in February, I told you guys that I got an email from Brad Steiger. If you don't know who Brad Steiger is, he's actually one of the most prolific paranormal authors of all time. He wrote over 170 books on the paranormal, on all subjects of the paranormal. And he has over 70 million, I believe, books in circulation right now. And I got an email from him thanking me for doing a review on my channel of his ebook series. And when I got that email, because Brad Steiger is, if I have an idol, I would say it was him. I admire his work so much. I had been reading his books since I was maybe 14 or 15 years old. I have a lot of his books, and out of the paranormal people in the field of the paranormal, I find him to be the best researcher and writer. So when I got that email, I was just thrilled that he actually saw the video on my channel, and he actually was kind enough to thank me for doing that. He asked me to put the review on his Facebook and everything like that, and I did. So the part that I never told you guys was 2 weeks later I got another email from Mr. Steiger. And this email was actually a lot more exciting and a lot more surprising than the first one. Along with seeing the video of the book reviews on my channel, Mr. Steiger also saw me tell the story of Mr. Jenkins. Now you guys know I do ghost stories on my channel. It's like what I'm most popular for on YouTube. And I was telling a story of an apparition that my husband saw during an October snowstorm we got last year. He saw our next door neighbor, who actually turned out to be dead for a year. When I got the second email from Brad Steiger, he actually asked me if I would be interested in writing the story of Mr. Jenkins for the second edition of his book, Real Ghost, Restless Spirits, and Haunted Places. So, as you can imagine, as I just told you guys, I'm such a big fan of his work. Of course, I have the first edition of Real Ghost. It's one of my favorite books of all time. It's like a Bible of ghost stories. And just to get that email, it was almost a pinch me, I'm dreaming type of deal for me. So of course I said to Brad Steiger, I will write that story. At first I was a little like, I can't write, I don't write. But one thing I've always wanted to do in my life was be a writer of the paranormal. So I decided to grab the bull by the horns and take the opportunity and write the story the way he was asking me. He said just write it as straightforward and matter-of-factly as you told it. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna do that. He needed the story quite quickly because he had a deadline, and so I sent him the story, I believe, in 2 days. And still, up until last week, I had a hard time believing this was really happening. So last week I got an email from Brad Steiger asking me for my address so he could send me my contributor's copy of Real Ghost, because he was even surprised that it actually arrived. We were under the understanding that it was coming out in September or October. The publishing date is actually October 1st or 2nd, I believe, but it's here. I sent him my address, and I still haven't gotten my contributor's copy, but I went on Amazon to see if it was actually on there for sale, and I got a copy through Amazon. So let me show you the book now. I'll show you the cover, and then I'll turn to the page where my story is so I could just show you the little snippet. I'm not going to show you the whole story. And then I gotta say some things to you guys. So this is what the book looks like. Like I said, this is like the complete volume of the most famous ghost stories out there. So you have like the Amityville Horror in here, famous Hollywood ghost stories, everything. And in here is little me, to put it as, that's how I feel about it. You know, I'm mixed up in here with all the best ghost stories you guys know of. But this is a really good book. on hauntings and ghosts, and before he approached me and asked me if I'd like to be in it, I would have told you guys that, because like I said, I have the first edition of this book. I actually packed it last night to move it, but I would have showed you that, and it's so, they call it dog ears? I almost called it rabbit ears. It's so dog-eared and beat up because, I mean, I've read it and read it and read it and read it and passed it around, but it is a good book. I haven't had the opportunity to really read any of the newest stories in here except for my own, but I'm going to tell you, if you want to read a good ghost book, this is it. And you can see it's Real Ghosts, Restless Spirits, and Haunted Places by Brad Steiger. If you guys want to read this one and you want my story to be in it, you have to get the second edition, and make sure you get the second edition because I'm not in the first. I did not get paid to do this, by the way. Just so you guys know, if you think I'm pushing a book so I get money, I got nothing except for the thrill of a lifetime, and I would do it again for nothing. Now, I will turn to page 189 because that's the page which my story's on, and I'll just show you my story. Now you're all going to find out my last name. Please try hard not to stalk me. I'm joking. There it is. The Story of Mr. Jenkins by Emma Pullis. And I'll show you one more thing. If we turn the page, the second page, right up here is my biography. I actually wrote my biography. And yes, it refers to me as Jelliclesforever in there. Yay! So, I mean, it's a dream come true, and it's an opportunity of a lifetime for someone like me who has been reading these kinds of books forever. I am such a fan of Brad Steiger, and honestly, I can say this and another book that he wrote called The Awful Thing in the Attic are my favorite books by him. So I'm actually in my favorite book. It's weird. So what I did get for doing it is a contributor's copy. I'm getting a free copy sent to me from Mr. Steiger. So I bought this copy on Amazon, so when I get my free copy of the book, I'm not going to need this one anymore. So what I'm going to be doing in a few weeks is I'm going to be having a giveaway on my channel, and one of you is going to get this book. I'm going to make you work for it. I'm going to have a contest. I've been throwing around ideas, and I'll let you guys know when I have the contest. It's not now, so don't be like, enter me in the comment section of this video, because I'm just going to comment back and say, I can't right now. We are going to be doing a giveaway, we meaning me, myself, and I, of this book right here. This one, I'm touching it right now. It's got my Emma all over it. I'm so weird. Now that brings me to wanting to say thank you so much to you guys. Without you guys, I wouldn't have ever done more than one paranormal video or book review or anything like that on this channel. So Brad Steiger would have never saw that video, and he probably would have never contacted me. It's like a domino effect. I have to give a really big thanks to Jolene, who is my niece, Mrs. 803, here on YouTube, because she's the first one who said to me, you really need to do paranormal videos, tell people about the stories of our family and what we've been through with ghosts and hauntings and all that, because people really love that stuff on YouTube. And at first I was like, people are going to think I'm crazy if I do that kind of stuff, but it really panned out for me. Thank you, Jolene, for that, for kicking my butt into doing that kind of stuff. Thank you to all of you who really stick with me and watch each and every one of my videos. There's some of you that I know are here specifically to watch just the paranormal stuff. And then when I upload a video about cross-stitch or just a vlog about my vacations or something like that, you guys are always there, and you always watch, and you always comment, and you always have the nicest things to say. And you guys know who you are, so thank you very much for that. I've made some very, very, very nice friends on here, and it's nice to have you guys because you encourage me. And, you know, it's good. It's very nice. And thanks everybody who's ever said to me, you should really put these stories in a book, because I can't even begin to tell you how many comments I've had on my videos where I tell paranormal stories that have said, you really need to write these stories and put them in a book because I would buy them. You should be an author. You tell such great stories. It's inspired me to actually want to write more books just on my own and have them published so you guys have more stories to read from me. I'm actually in the process of doing that now. So like I said, A big thank you to everybody who's ever hit the subscribe button. A big thank you to everybody who's wanted to see more paranormal videos from me. I know I've been slacking on them and I have more coming up. Thank you to everybody who's stuck by me and become friends with me. And thank you, Jolene, for encouraging me to start this. Thank you, Brad Steiger, for putting my story in your book. It means the world to me. And thank you, everybody, again. Remember, I'm going to have a giveaway coming up on this channel to give away a copy of this book. So hopefully everybody will enter that. Like I said, it'll be a little contest, but I'm going to set the rules so everybody can enter, no matter if you make videos or not. It's going to be fun, so I want everybody to enter. Please enter. I don't get anything out of you entering. I mean, I could just say leave a comment and I'll send you a book if you win, but I just want to make things fun. So I hope you were very surprised when you heard your surprise and you're very happy to hear it, and I'm so happy to share this with all of you guys, and thank you for watching. Bye! You ruined everything. You ruined everything. That brings me to the... I think the dogs are coming. It's looking at me. She says, why wasn't I in a Brad Steiger book?